Hi folks, Jay from Broken Arrow Archery. We were having a bit of a clean up earlier and we stumbled across this old bow hanging up, and I've seen the sights on it, and it just reminded me of when I first started archery. I used to use a similar sight to this, just one I made myself actually. I cut out a bit of plywood and cut the slot, got a bolt and a screw and ground it down to a point, painted the tip, made my own sight. Just made me think that was like nearly 30 years ago, and you look at the bows today, the technology has advanced so far in all parts of the bow, but the sights too. There's so many choices and options in sights that it's going to be a bit of a hard decision for somebody who's new to archery and they want to choose a sight. So I just thought I'd give you a bit of rundown on the different types of sights and what they're useful for. So one of the first ones and most popular sights that you'll see on bows today are pin sights like these, multi-pin sights. So this one here, just turn that around so you can see the shiny bits. This is a 4-pin sight, so you can get these in 1 pin, 3 pin, 5 pin, 7 pin. What these separate pins are for is for setting different distances. So this one, for example, once you adjust it and shoot it to set it to your poundage, you'd set these top pins at maybe say like 20 meters, 30 meters, 40 meters, 50 meters. So when you want to go hunting or something like that, you can range your target out to say 30 meters. You want to use that second pin down, put that on your target, and that's where your arrow will go. So these are great things. They're adjustable, with an Allen key, left and right and up and down, and once you set them and lock them in place, provided you don't change your poundage of your bow and the weight of your arrows, they'll stay set permanently, and they'll anytime you load an arrow, you know that they're set at whatever you've set them for. So very good things. The other next thing, where do you go from there? This one here, this is what they call a single pin slider. So it's a single pin sight, no lens or anything like that. This one you can put a lens on it if you choose to. The way these work is that you unlock the wheel and you can slide the sight up and down like so, and you actually you set your sight. Say you dialed in at 20 meters, you can put a mark on this tape at where 20 meters is. We'll get a close up of that shortly, and 30 meters, 40 meters, whatever. So this goes right round to even up to 100 meters. There's enough travel in that, and if you've got a powerful enough bow, that this sight will do lots of different distances. So you get much more travel with this compared to a fixed amount of pins in a small area. So these sights are good for if you're going to do like field archery, 3D archery, where you're changing your sight all the time. You've got, you walk from one target and it's 30 meters, and the next target might be 50 meters. You're changing it. You just loosen this off, dial it around to the setting of 50, lock it in, it's ready to go. So great sights for like field and 3D archery. The next thing, the next type of sight is basically a target-oriented sight. So this is a current spec Axel Achieve. It's carbon fibre, it's lightweight, aluminium housing there, precise adjustment, micro adjustment. So one click on here is like 1/10 of a millimetre adjustment. So this is the sort of sight that I used when I shot the World Championships, a similar version to this, micro adjustable. But the advancement technology is this is rock solid. Like there's no movement in this. It's so professionally built, and probably half the weight of the sight that I used 15 years ago at the World Championships. So this type of sight is, you wouldn't use this. You could use it for field and 3D, but you'd find that you're continually moving and then having to set that fine micro adjustment to a precise place. But it's a precision instrument basically. The single pin slider that I showed you earlier, it's more when you use that for like 3D archery, you don't have to be as precise. It's nice to be precise, but you're estimating the distance, and if you're half a yard out, it's can make so much difference. So if you're 1 millimeter or 2 millimeters outside, it's going to make no difference at all. But target archery, when you're doing set distances and every point counts, you want precision. You want to be able to get that arrow to the millimeter into the center and know where it's going to go, if you can put it there, of course. So this one here, I use this for my indoor setup. That's got a 6 power scope in there, so it's magnifying the target so that I can see where the X ring is in the middle, and I can aim precisely at that. This also has like a locking mechanism. You unlock that and you can do a quick travel. So you can slide that up. If you are using this for something like, you know, a target round where you're going, you see 4 distances outside, you might start down here at like 90 meters. So there's a sight tape on there that I'm currently using, and that is set. So if I set that for 90 meters, bang, down there, that's roughly 90 meters. When I'm shooting 90 meters, I want to know that it's exactly right to the 10th of a millimeter setting. So I use these increments on the outside, as well as the increments that are written around the top of here, which is like the decimal points, to set. So I know that 90 meters might be, you know, say 72.3. So I'll go 7, slide that quick release down to 72. Right, look on there where it's set, 0.3. 72.3, so I know that that's my exact sight setting for 90 meters. Whereas if, like the single pin slider, if I just slid that down to 90 meters, I'm just gauging by eye where the 90 meter setting is and going, yep, that's it. But that could, at 90 meters, that could affect my arrows by this much by being, you know, half a millimeter out. So I want it to be exactly right. So this is the sort of thing like for precision target work. The single pin slider work perfectly. You can use that for hunting, but you'd be better off with a multi-pin sight because you don't have to take time to adjust anything. They're already set. The single pin slider is good for field work, 3D archery, and even, you know, indoor. Once you've set it and locked it into place, it'll work perfectly. So, okay, so you can see that things have advanced, and as you improve in archery, you want to get the most precision you can. I know, like when I started with a sight like this, those settings, you know, I had 2 pins and they, you know, they lock in. They're not exactly fine tunable, and you know, you loosen something off and slide it down and wind it in and out to set your windage, all that sort of thing. So you can see how the advancement of technology has helped you to get better precision out of your bow. So just when you want to buy a sight, think about what type of archery you want to do. Go into your archery shop, explain it to them. They'll have a few to choose from. You know, they might have to get something in, but you want to buy the right thing for what you want to do, what type of archery you want to do. So I hope that helps. Thank you.